Hey heroes, and welcome to this new world video. With the release of the Summer Patch came a bunch of changes to the game. One of these being that named enemies level 59 to 63 can now drop their named items at gear skill 600. For named enemies level 59, this is still extremely rare, with the chances becoming slightly better the closer the level is to 63. It's worth noting that there's no guarantee that these items will be above 590, and farming any of these is going to require a lot of commitment from the player. In today's video, I want to show you all the enemies and items that this affects in the Edengrove area. If you'd like to support this channel, you can do so by liking and subscribing the video. If you do subscribe, let me know in the comments below so I can personally thank you. Now let's begin. First up, we have Juna, who lives in Profane Prospect. To get here, simply travel to Blighted Shrine, follow the path round and down the hill. Once you get here, you'll reach this ice cave, and Juna is the Yeti that lives inside. Let's take a look at the item you can get from Juna. The item from Juna is Winter's Breath. This is an ice gauntlet with intelligence, which is what its damage is based off. Gambit, 15% extra damage while your stamina is not full. It's got the weapon perk of Unbroken Winds. Wind Chill has grit and deals 39% more damage. Gain 10% mana after a full Wind Chill burst. It's got Keen On, which is going to increase your critical chance, and then Mortal Siphoning. When you kill something, gain 10% mana on a 1-second cooldown. Overall, it's a pretty nice weapon. It's got that weapon perk on, which is going to increase the damage of Wind Chill if that's one that you use. Keen increase in your critical chance is just going to add up to more damage over time, and then getting that mana back when you kill something, and then also on that weapon perk means you're going to run out of mana less, which is nice. Next up, we have Adjujan. You can be found at this tower on the opposite side from Judah, heading towards Grasping Summit. To get here, again, you can simply travel to the Blighted Shrine, follow the path all the way around. Once here, climb the tower all the way to the top, and you'll find Adjujan just there. So let's take a look at the item you can get from Adjujan. The item from Adjujan is a Starbound Remembrance Charm. This is an earring with strength. It has Arcane Ward, which is going to reduce the damage you take from arcane sources. It's got Refreshing Toast, which is going to reduce your potion cooldowns. Overall, it's not a bad piece with Refreshing Toast and Refreshing, that's good for any starters. Mana Toast not so helpful at the moment for any strength users, but you never know what may happen in the future. We may get a strength weapon that uses mana for some interesting combinations. Next we have Isvari, who can be found in Isvari's Isolation. This is the very top of Edengrove. You can get here from the Gatherer's Road fast travel. Isvari's Yeti inside the ice cave. Let's take a look at the item you can get from Isvari. The item you can get from Isvari is Frost Nip. This is a musket with dexterity. It has a Retaliate gem in, 15% damage for 2 seconds after being hit. Vorpal, which is going to increase your headshot damage. Kind, which is going to reduce how much threat you take. And Life Stealing, which is going to give you 5% E damage back as health. Overall, it's not a great musket. It's got Vorpal on, which is going to increase your headshot damage, which is nice. I'd probably replace that gem for something like a diamond, going to increase your damage while you're at full health. I guess kind would be helpful to keep the threat off you, although if you're playing on your own, that's not going to matter. And if you're doing group content, as long as the tank's doing the job properly and you're not shooting creatures before they get to taunt, then you shouldn't really need this. But life stealing, 5% of that back is good. But again, if you're playing range, it's unlikely you'll get hit that often. Me, it's an okay piece, but again, it's probably one that I'd just collect because I'm a completionist. Finally, the last two enemies that we'll cover are Kale and Banes. You can find these by travelling to the Elysian Shrine and then making your way down to Seniab. If you climb the stairs, making your way up to the first floor, Kale is a silver named elite enemy in the middle of the room. If you continue to climb the tower, you'll finally reach Banes. He is a golden named elite enemy, so I advise fighting this one in a group. So the items that you can get from Kale. First up, we have Void Root. This is a Void Gauntlet with Focus and Intelligence. It has a Cruel Gem in, which is 12% damage against targets with a crowd control effect. It has Angry Earthbane, which is extra damage against Angry Earth. Slowing Tether, where Baleful Tether inflicts slow, reducing target's movement by 40% for 3 seconds. And Chain Arcane. Basic attacks trigger a chain reaction of arcane damage that bounces between targets that are close to each other. This Chain Arcane and Bane isn't ideal together because Angry Earth are weak to fire, but it is extra damage for you. Overall, it's an okay piece, but nothing best. Next, we have Herald Signal Fire. This is a bow with Constitution. It's got Angry Earthbane on, 14% extra damage to Angry Earth. Refreshing move, light and heavy attacks reduce weapon cooldowns, and refreshing Penetrating Shot. Penetrating Shot kills reduce the ability cooldown by 25%. This is a pretty nice bow. The Angry Earth aren't weak to Thrust, but if you choose to use it in there, that would be a nice weapon to take. Next, we have the Calm of Kale. This is a life staff with Constitution and Intelligence, so not ideal unless you're running it with a Void Gauntlet. It's got a Frozen Gem in, which makes it deal 50% of its damage as ice. It then has Beast Bane, which does 14% extra damage to Beast, Refreshing Evasion, which is going to reduce your cooldowns when you dodge, and then Vicious. This life stuff seems to be a bit all over the place, and the only reason I'd collect this is because I'm a completionist. Let's take a look at the items you can get from Banes. First up, we have Earring of the Hallowed Soul. This is an earring with Constitution and Focus. It has a Lightning Ward gem in. Refreshing, which reduces your maximum cooldowns. Refreshing Toast, which reduces your potion cooldowns. And then Refreshing Evasion, when you dodge, this decreases your cooldowns even further. Overall, this is a pretty nice piece for a healer. It's got your Refreshing on to reduce your cooldowns, and even more when you dodge, and Refreshing Toast is a bit perk on there. The only issue is the Lightning Ward gem, which isn't useful in much content. Next, we have the Bear Fur Recurve. This is a bow with Constitution and Dexterity. It has an Empowered gem in, which converts 50% of the damage to Arcane. It's got Keenly Empowered. When you crit, you get 15% Empower for 5 seconds on a 10-second cooldown. Luck, which is going to increase your luck. Accuracy, which decreases your spread when aiming from the hip. In reality, the reason you'll be getting this is because it's a luck weapon, as accuracy is pretty much useless. Keenly Empowered's okay though. Next, we have Ekni Loved One's Evening. Easy for you to say. Which is an earring with Constitution. It has a Nature Ward gem, but this is one of the few pieces that can actually be changed in, which is nice. It's got Nimble, which increases your stamina regen. Despised, which increases your threat. And Purifying Toast, when you drink a regeneration potion, lose 1 debuff. For me, this is a best piece for any tank. You got your stamina regen on there, you can increase in more threat, which stacks with Hated, and then you've got that debuff removal there with Purifying Toast. I'm going to be after this. Finally, we have Seniab Fordlays. This is a great axe with Constitution and Strength. It has a Gambit gem in, which is 15% extra damage while your stamina is not full. It's got Mortal Energy. When you kill something, gain 34 stamina. Keen Speed. On crit, you gain 20% haste for 10 seconds with a 10-second cooldown. And Refreshing Move. Light and heavy attacks reduce your active weapon cooldowns by 2.8%. For me, this is a middle of the field axe. It's got some niche purposes. Got a Refreshing Move, which reduces your cooldowns, and then the Mortal Energy, which is going to give you more stamina if you like to dodge a lot. Keen Speed isn't much use in PvP, but I guess if you're using it in PvP, that could be good. Thanks for watching. Please let me know in the comments below which of these is your favourite item and any that you may find. If you'd like to support the channel, I'd appreciate if you could like and subscribe. Catch you next time.